damage. That's what it looks like to me, except you don't have, thankfully, all of the home damage, although I'm sure there's some. And as you can see from all of us gathered here today, your legislators, the governor, your local officials, we work as a team. And our pledge is to make sure that Worthington comes back and the surrounding communities, no matter how small, come back again. And this means we work as a team because, as you probably heard, the way the damage assessments go, now that you have made sure everyone's safe and have gotten a lot of the danger away, except for these electrical lines, the next step is to assess the damages so that we're able to advocate for you to get those replacement damages, to get the cleanup damages for your towns. The way the federal numbers work is you have to show about $7.266 million in damage in order to qualify for the FEMA public damage relief. When that happens, that means the federal government pays for 75% of the work, and traditionally the state or local communities have picked up the rest. If that isn't met, it still is not all lost by any means, because then in other areas the state has stepped in, and we were just talking about how the legislature is still in session, which is good, and we should be able to get these numbers soon. Beltrami, Cass counties, they had similar damage. They got up to about $5 million, and so the state picked that up. So there are ways to do this, and that's why I say we work as a team. As I'm listening to all of you, other things that matter, there are small business loans that people can qualify for their disruption of their businesses. There's some employment help that can come along, and when people are put out of work because of a disaster. The cell phone tower issue, which I know hasn't affected Worthington as much, is something that some of the other counties are experiencing, and we're going to get on that to push the phone companies to get that done. And overall, as I said, we've worked on these disasters before as a team and have been able to help these communities come back again. And it's such a beautiful, and you see the park and the lake, how beautiful Worthington is, and we want to see it back again as much as you do. So thank you for including us here. Thank you, Governor, for pulling everyone together and for your leadership in getting the National Guard out. And I feel good about this team approach and how we can get things done with the congressman and the senator and our legislators and everyone else. Thank you.
Well, first of all, again, the sense of devastation you feel, but always inside that silver lining, the sense of pride that comes with community, that you can certainly feel it. And I want to thank the mayor and the leadership here. The competency is evident, the sense of community is evident, and the sense of moving forward is evident. With Rod and Bill and under the governor and the senators, this sense of team of getting this right. And I'm really appreciative. The sheriff commented on it, and Mayor, you made it very clear. The sense of being a part of this state, the responsibilities of being a citizen of the state, and the benefit of being the citizen, whether you're a citizen of Worthington, Mankato, Rochester, St. Paul, or Ellsworth, or any of our other communities, you have the right to expect that you're going to be treated that same way. And I think keeping the focus on our rural communities, because it does become more of a challenge, just like many things. Delivering power to a rural community takes a little bit more, but we've made a commitment to make sure that those communities are every bit as valuable as every other. So you heard the senator clearly explain it. I'll have to say the governor, his staff, if those of you who are familiar with this, there's no one does this better in the country than Chris Eide and her team. I've watched them as we recovered from devastating floods, from tornadoes in Albert Lee over the last several years, and I've watched how they're able to respond to this. And our two senators who understand the federal process as well as anyone, that will do this, we'll move through. And I think it's important in listening to the ideas that were happening afterwards, the sense of community that comes with identity of the trees and the parks. They do mean something. They're deeper than just a tree that comes down, and I think it's understanding when those come back and we start visioning, it'll happen. We saw it in St. Peter after the tornado, and those of you who've been there now, you see that vibrant community. So we're here to do what we can do, but again, it's you've got the expertise on the ground. You've got dedicated folks in electrical transmission, and I would just end by saying a thank you and a recognition of what leadership looks like. The communities that made the decision to put in diesel generators and bury your power lines made a very wise investment. And in the long run, that is making lives better and it's saving money. So I really want to thank you for that.
Sure. I just want to thank everybody who's done the work and been on the ground doing it, and volunteers. And just want to underscore again how lucky we are that no one has been hurt. careful, because we can replace the stuff that we lost. We can't replace people, and we don't want to hear a day from now, 2 days from now, some tragedy that could have been prevented. So again, thanks to the first responders. We as far as the determination, Amy is right about the threshold of damage that for infrastructure that will enable the governor to ask for the designation of a disaster. I am going to give Val, I'm going to give your number. Val Grafsath is responsible for basically the northwest part of the state, came down here because I call her Val, the disaster gal. And she is. And her number is 218-230-9487. That's her cell. And Amy's cell. I just want to thank everyone, and Chris is wonderful, and just thanks to everyone for the work you're doing.
Okay, I also just, Governor, wanted to give Chuck Ackman, as you know, he's the former mayor of Faribault, and so understands firsthand, Mayor, what it's like to be on the front line, has been with me for a number of years, and he's been down here for a while now. Chuck's number is 612-508-1314, and he has a direct line to me and will call me at any time of the night to relay your messages and help. Now we have Tim
You gotta be
Walz.
part of this. This is a double treat for all of you. Sarah Severs is the chef responsible for the winning hot dish also. So when this is over, if you don't need help with the disaster, call her on 507-301-2764. But
Are you promising hot dish for all the
yes, that's
responders?
yeah, that may be it, but
We'll take 100 plates.
that's it. Let us know, and I think in echoing this, by doing this, these numbers though, and what the governor did in giving out his note, these are for you to use, and this is the best way to get something done. And Mayor, I think that's the case. Don't wait. You shouldn't need to wait. No citizen shouldn't have to. Just call and then make sure things happen.